Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas. Craig Brady, the executive chef at Haven Gastropub in Old Town Orange, makes one of the most delicious Bolognese sauces I've ever tasted. Turns out it's not the traditional ingredients. It's fueled with ground duck, foie gras, and bacon lardon. Bring on the pasta and a big fork. Welcome, Chef.
Thank you for having me.
This isn't my mama's Bolognese.
No, it's not. This is something I learned at an Italian restaurant I worked at before. Same technique, just change out the ingredients a little bit there.
Big time change out.
Yeah, I'd say so. The idea of this Bolognese is this kind of a celebration of everything duck. So we started in duck fat, and at the very end, we finish it with a little bit of foie gras.
Let's get started.
All right.
Okay.
Start with a little bit of duck fat. And then we're gonna go in with a little bit of these bacon lardons. What this is gonna do is gonna impart a little bit of smokiness.
You have to have a little hog in there.
Yeah, exactly, and why not? As you're getting this going, you can get yourself set up, getting everything kind of measured out, and you can even actually take the foie, if you're choosing to do so, and I really hope that people do, and blend it up with your milk and your cream. About 8 ounces of foie gras, a little bit of milk and cream, or half and half. And I'm gonna hit this with just a little bit of this spice that we're gonna use later, which is in French is quatre épices, which is basically 4 spice. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt as well. Start low. You're just looking to basically emulsify, puree it entirely. And that looks good. So we'll set this aside till the very end. Now, perfect time to toast our garlic. So
And you shaved that garlic, huh?
I did, yeah. It's more controllable when you're browning sliced garlic versus chopped garlic. A little bit of browning on the garlic is what we're looking for. And it'll happen pretty fast. So this is where you don't really want to walk away. Burn your garlic, man, you're gonna have to start all over. Now we can go in with the rest of our mirepoix. We've got finely diced up onions.
I didn't think it was possible for the smell to get better, but it just did.
And now we're gonna go in with our carrot and celery.
A little bit of salt.
And that'll inhibit any kind of coloring. What that's gonna do is just kind of make it sweat and draw out the juices. You can add your bay leaf at this point, and our little bouquet garni, in this case for this sauce, is thyme, basil, and sage.
All fresh.
Exactly, absolutely. Fresh herbs whenever you can get them.
How far in advance can I prepare this Bolognese?
This you can make easily a day or two in advance. It's one of those things that the next day tastes even better. We're gonna add tomato paste. Now this is going to help thicken the sauce. And anytime you add tomato paste, you gotta cook it. Otherwise you're gonna have kind of a copper penny kind of flavor if you don't cook it all the way. If you can't find ground duck, because that might be a little difficult, you could do ground pork. I think that would be the next best option.
Or you could go to the restaurant.
Or you could go to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Let us take care of it for you. I'm gonna sprinkle it with a good amount of salt. This is that quatre épices. This is dry porcini. The reason I add this is just for a little extra umami.
It's another great tip. You can add this to soups and all kinds of things.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's delicious.
Absolutely. There is nutmeg in that French 4 spice, but I'm gonna add a little bit more here. And these are all the flavors that make me think of fall. You really need to work this meat and make it so that you don't end up with meatballs, you end up with a nice, consistent, textured meat sauce. Next, what we're gonna do is we have a little bit of Madeira, so we're gonna add that in. Brandy would work if you had that as well. And this, because it does have a high alcohol content, we're gonna cook that down. We're gonna add a little bit of white wine in there, and then we're gonna be cooking this down by 50%. We're like halfway there.
All right.
Kind of halfway there. That's about where we want it to be.
Okie doke.
So now we're gonna add San Marzano tomatoes, and if you know the difference between this and other tomatoes, I definitely suggest you use these. They have such a unique flavor. A little bit of chicken stock. And we're gonna simmer this down. This part right here is gonna take 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So it's cooked down, it's nicely thickened, it's got this nice kind of copper color here. So now we're gonna add in our foie cream. Now we don't wanna cook this too long after we add this because you want that flavor to stay true, but you do need to cook it because they are raw.
And while you're cooking that down, I'm gonna bring some water to a boil
Absolutely.
over here.
This is pasta we make in-house. We make a butternut squash puree, and we add that to the pasta recipe, so it gives this nice hue. As with any pasta, fresh or not, as you add it in, you wanna kind of move it around that first 15, 20 seconds or so.
This is beautiful pasta, Chef.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've got our pasta on the plate, and now the sauce goes
Now
on.
we're gonna spoon the sauce over and finish with a real nice Parmesan. A little bit of sage. Again, some really nice quality Parmesan.
This is the real stuff.
This is the real stuff. Little couple cracks on top. There we go.
Let's open some wine and have some fun.
That sounds absolutely wonderful to me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. I love this grown-up fruit salad. It's a concoction I call Fruit Salad Royale. It's perfect for the buffet table, for brunch, or the picnic basket. I start by making a simple dressing that has a little orange liqueur in it. I use either Cointreau or Grand Marnier. So I have 1/4 cup here. I have a tablespoon of sugar and about 3 tablespoons of fresh orange juice. So I'm just going to stir that up to dissolve the sugar. Start with some kiwi because they're just so darn pretty, and I just take off the ends and then just peel it with a little paring knife. Cut it in half lengthwise, and then flat side down, just cut it in slices. Now some beautiful strawberries, some black grapes, and how about some plums? And of course, this changes seasonally. If I was making it in the dead of winter, I'd probably put in some beautiful kumquats, some peeled segment of fresh orange. You want to cut off the ends parallel to one another, and then just cut along the outside, following the contour of the fruit and cutting off the pith. You just take a nice sharp little knife and go in and cut them into peeled segments. You're just going along the outside of the membrane. And now this orange liqueur mixture, give it a nice stir, and in it goes, and a toss. Now I like to use silicone spatulas to do the tossing because then the fruit doesn't get cut by anything that's metal. And isn't that splendid to look at? And it's going to be delicious. What could be better? The produce aisles are filled with so many delicious choices. Try something new, have an adventure.